Okay guys, so for today's video I want to show you how to make a function that's contained within a script. So the first thing you want to do is open up a new script. And let me put this, okay. So you're going to type your last name and then my function. Then we're going to want to comment on what this function does. So we're going to have two functions contained within this script. The first function calculates the area, and the second function calculates the circumference. So we're going to do this for several different values of the radius. And of course, we're going to start with clear CLC and close all. And we're going to define the radius starting at 2, from 2 all the way to 10. So we're going to have 5 values of the radius. And so now that we have the radius defined in this way using colons, you're going to go from 2 all the way to 10. You're going to have 5 values, and it's going to increment by 2. And so let's run it. And so, of course, you're going to want to save it into the location like I said before. So last name and then ECH 3854. This is my function, or my func. Okay, so then you can either add it to the path or change the folder. Let's change the folder. And so we have a vector, the radius vector, which, like I said, is 5 values ranging from 2 to 10. Okay, so let's start with a function. And so the format for the function is as the following. So this first one calculates the area. So area equals, and so this is the output. You're going to define the output first, and equals the function name. So we're going to call this circle area, and then it's only going to have one input, which is the radius. Okay, and then every function you have to put end or return if it's within another function. So the function in MATLAB is the same as a function in mathematics. You have an input, it does a series of operations, and then you have an output. So this area is here, equals pi times r dot. So you have to put the period raised to the caret squared. And so this it calculates the area for a vector of radii. And so you put this period here in the caret squared because you want to square every individual value and not do matrix operations. So if you were to put the caret squared before, it would try and do matrix operations with this. So then we're going to want another function. We're going to want the circumference. And this equals, we're going to call this circle circumference, and input area, or input the radius, and then hit end. And then so the circumference equals 2 times pi times r. Okay, so this, because it's multiplying by scalars, you don't need the dot times here. So this calculates. And so to call on these values, we can say the area, let's call this A, equals circle area of R. So basically you're calling on the function name here, and you're inputting R. And so let's look at B equals the circle circumference of R. So if you were to put the semicolon, then it suppresses it in the command window. So let's erase that so it outputs in the command window. However, when you're doing this in the future, you're going to want to use f print f, but for this case illustrating how to make a function, let's just undo the semicolon and let it print out into the command window. So then once you hit run, then you have A equals the areas and B equals the circumferences of these circles. And also in functions, so these variables here are not going to appear here because they are contained within this function. These variables are only limited to this. And also these names, when defining the function, could be anything. So let's call this radius. And so see, these variables are only contained within the function. And let's call this radii instead, just to demonstrate this purpose. But when you're inputting it, you can input this vector. Okay. And so this is how to make a function. I hope this has helped. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.